There's a relic of the pandemic here at Legal Aid Center of Southern Nevada. The decals reminding people to stand 6 feet apart while waiting for help. And though these stickers may be peeling and fading from memory, the effects of the fraud and dysfunction at DETR remain.
People that answer the phone don't really give a rat's tail about, what's going on.
There's been no communication from DETR, from PUA, from anybody.
Let us know what is going on.
Those were just a fraction of the countless viewers who found themselves suddenly unemployed and in need of answers during the pandemic. Locals who looked to me for a lifeline after getting nothing but dead air from DETR. Many, including then-Governor Steve Sisolak, said the agency was unprepared for the unprecedented demand.
The state did not invest in the infrastructure leading up to the pandemic that we probably should have.
Sisolak appointed Barbara Buckley, a former state lawmaker and executive director of the Legal Aid Center of Southern Nevada, to lead a strike force to come up with recommendations to improve DETR's response.
What bothered me the most was that there was never a sense of urgency.
At a time that's more urgent for the people who need it than they've ever experienced in their lifetime.
At the most urgent time in our state's history, there wasn't a sense of urgency.
According to a 2021 Strike Force report, between March and December of 2020, 1.5 million initial unemployment claims had been filed, and the agency still hasn't fully recovered. If you think it's fixed, it's not.
Oh no, it is definitely not fixed. What we did was break the log jams on the complaints being filed. When we stepped in, fraudsters, criminals, mostly out of the country, began filing false claims under real people's names. And so then the system was paralyzed.
Buckley laid out several reasons for the prolific fraud, including a new and untested program for gig workers and the fact that DETR did not have a database of businesses operating in Nevada, mostly, she said, because we have no state income tax.
What I found is that in the beginning, they had no idea that the fraudulent applications were being filed. So they just paid everybody. And then they finally figured it out. So they stopped paying everybody. So you had the fraudsters paid and real Nevadans being hurt.
Her task force helped stem the tsunami of fraud.
But again, we have to make as much progress stopping fraud as we do in helping people entitled to the insurance. And when I see the backlog information, the backlog did not go down as fast as it should have, and it's still there.
Since the pandemic, DETR has upgraded its cybersecurity and is in the process of improving computer and phone systems.
With the new system rolling out in summer, it's going to probably cut down a lot of those phone calls coming in, because a lot of those things then will be automated, because this current system, UINV, is an extremely old system and it's clunky, it's not user-friendly, it's probably one of the worst UI systems I've seen.
DETR Director Christopher Sewell also told lawmakers they've hired more staff.
When I took over, our vacancy rate was over 30%, close to about 35% for our employee FTE. We're down at 8%.
But Buckley says there's still room for change in the agency's culture.
The thing that also I don't think has been fixed is there are a large number of folks still there who approach claims from a perspective of, how can we deny this?
13 Investigates continues to hear from locals who say they have not received the money they applied for. Buckley says some who make honest mistakes are seeing their benefits withheld. You made a lot of suggestions when you were on the strike force on how to fix things. What still needs to be fixed? How do we get to a good place 5 years later?
Yeah, so to me, it all starts at the top. You need to have a culture of saying, a culture of yes. If you meet the eligibility guidelines, yes, we are going to help you. And to make it as easy as possible to do that.
We asked DETR Director Chris Sewell for an on-camera interview for this story, but DETR said he was busy at the legislature monitoring bills. We also asked, to date, how much DETR has paid out in fraudulent pandemic payments, and of that, how much has been recovered. We're still waiting on a response. We also reached out to Governor Lombardo's office. A spokesperson responded saying fixing DETR has been a top priority for Lombardo since he took office, adding that all DETR backlogs are completed and adjudications and appeals are now at the Department of Labor standard. We have more from the governor's office posted with this story on our website at ktnv.com. Darcy Spears, 13 Investigates.